What is going on? Today I'm making a video on the BRS barebones titanium, no I wish, aluminum. So I had never even heard of this. I knew what the barebones was, but I only knew there was a steel version. I didn't know that there was an aluminum version. And for being honest, I don't know if they still make this. I got this in a trade for a couple of Tropos knives. And I gotta tell you, I was like, that'll be kind of cool, but I'm not a huge aluminum knife guy. I think that the Craig Rakin's the only one worth having, really. I had the Talisong, and I didn't really love it that much, so I got rid of that. And this was actually a gift for my fiance, so this is never going anywhere, but I do love my Craig Rakin. So when I got this, I was very pleasantly surprised. I love this. I love this knife. It flips really well. I love that blade shape. I think it's a really great blade. Very usable. Crowned blade. Or spine. I'm one of the odd butterfly knife enthusiasts that I'm actually just a knife enthusiast. I have lots of pocket knives. Butterfly knives, fixed blade knives. I do lots of camping and off-roading and things like that. I actually use my knives. So all of my butterfly knives have to be sharp and they have to be usable. Like my Model 87 never gets used because it's kind of a pain to sharpen that knife, and also it's very expensive, so I don't want to damage it. But there are just some of my knives I don't really use that often because of their blade shape. But this blade shape is fantastic. It does have some chips. It's been dropped. I've ground some of those chips out, but you can see that one right there is pretty big. So I put an edge on this. I wouldn't say it's quite a mirror polish, but it's close. I used a Apex Edge Pro Apex. I never remember which way it goes, but I used my Edge Pro Apex, put an edge on it, and it's a great knife. In my opinion, it is just as good, if not, I hate to say it, but it might be better flipping wise as the Craig Rakin. I definitely prefer the blade to the Craig Rakin's Tanto, only from a usability standpoint. I think this knife looks sick, and I love the Tanto, but it's hard to sharpen without messing up that secondary point. At least for me. However, they both flip great. Of course, it's on bushings. It has extremely minimal play, which I'm very happy about. It's in pretty good shape. It's obviously been used and enjoyed, but hey, that's what these are for. I'm not upset about it. A couple chips and dings in the handles that are not from me. They're from the previous owner. Once again, that's fine. I don't really care. I believe these knives go for or went for about $300. Once again, I don't know if they're still made. If they are, let me know, just because I'm curious. T8 hardware and I believe T6 Zen pins. Pretty cool. They're replaceable. One of my favorite aspects of this knife is the sound it makes, the noise of it. Pretty tough to do aerials whenever you're flipping and holding a phone. But the way it sounds, I really do like. I don't generally like the way that most aluminum knives sound. It's less clacky than the Craig Rakin. Definitely a little less harsh, which, as I've said before, if you live with someone who doesn't like the sound of butterfly knives, is a little bit nicer. That's one of the main reasons I like titanium knives, is it's a more dull sound, usually. I really don't have a ton to say about this knife. The shape of the handles are great. It's channel, of course. It's on bushings. I think I've said that. This was my first BRS experience, and it's very good. I've never flipped a replicant. I've never flipped a Chab or a regular Alpha Beast. I do have a beat up Alpha Beast coming. It has severe handle slap, so I'll have to figure that out and try to get some Zen pins. If anyone knows of a place I can get some Zen pins, like high quality, preferably, or OE or actual BRS Zen pins for a Chab, please let me know, because I don't mind that the handles and the blades beaten up. That's fine, but if there's blade or handle slap, that's going to be very irritating. So if anyone knows a way to get some of those, please let me know. I have sent them an email, BRS and I haven't heard back yet, so we'll see. I might send them another one. It's been like a week. But anyway, I'm excited about it because I do have a clone Chab, so I'm kind of interested to see how it flips or how it feels compared to a real Chab. But anyway, so first BRS experience is really good. I'm definitely a lot more interested in purchasing an actual Chab or replicant. The issue with these high-quality clones is that they really do flip good, and they have really great tolerances, and they're made of decent materials, and they're like $100. And that's a problem because it makes you not want to buy the real thing. And I've had lots of videos, I've already had a video talking about clones and my thoughts on them. I'm very in between on how much I support clones. This knife is great, and it doesn't say BRS anywhere on it, and it flips really well, and it's a great beater. That being said, I would still 100% be interested in purchasing a real Chab because it's the real deal, right? It's worth it, in my opinion, to purchase our own because they hold their value, and they're very well-made American knives. That being said, if you can't get a hold of one, if there aren't drops, and when there are drops, then they're immediately scalped and then being sold for way more than what they were from the manufacturer, then that's a problem. I don't know what the fix to that problem is, other than companies becoming more competitive and expanding, which is how capitalism works, I guess. But it's definitely not a bad thing for them, of course. Anyway, I kind of went on a rant about clones again. But long story short, the BRS barebones aluminum, I'm a huge fan. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this, or I was just going to trade it and get rid of it and get something else from it. But I'm keeping it. I love it. I love the blade shape. I love everything about it. And I've actually started carrying it a bunch. And I wound up 3D printing, designing and 3D printing. Not that like designing it's that big of a deal, obviously, but designing and 3D printing this little sheath for it. And one for my one for my crate raking as well, and just a little pocket clip so you can slide it into your pocket, right? Clip it to your pocket here. And it's worked really well. I actually really like carrying it that way. This thing is surprisingly strong. If any of you 3D print stuff, and you have a crate raking or a Chab, I keep saying Chab, crate raking, a barebones, or a Medusa, not Medusa, what is this? This is a, Orca, no, Orca? I don't know. You know what this knife is. I think this is an Orca clone. But if you have any of these knives, and you want the STL file to print one of these, let me know. I'll email you the file. But, anyway, I'll stop rambling, but, I'm a big fan, and if anybody is interested in picking one of these up, I would if you could. Definitely worth it. Worth the $300 in my opinion. Anyway, as I get more knives and maybe make some videos about 3D printing, and I don't know. We'll see, but I'll try to continue making some videos. Thanks, guys. Bye.